All right, we're back on another installment of this truck build. I don't like to do a whole lot different on what's already on stuff, but this one, the bed rails are a little bit beat up and haggard. It'll take me more time, I think, to straighten these ones out than it will be just to replace them. So I'm gonna 1 3/4" exhaust tubing right here. I'm gonna make my new bed rails. I'm gonna cut these ones off, just you can kind of see that line I've got on there. I'm gonna just trim it off right there, and then we'll end up cutting these tubing down and welding those to the sides on this thing. So let's get to work. I'm gonna start chopping this thing up. All right, so we got the bed rails all cut off, cleaned up. I used a hammer and dolly to kind of beat up the dents and stuff that were in it, kind of trued them up where they look a lot better. Kind of see what I've got going on there. I folded the bed pocket back up so I can weld it up and get it so it's all flush all the way down. This bed was off of an old dump hauling trailer picked up. So it had some improvising wasp preventative measures in there. Those bed pockets were filled clear full of foam. So it was fun. We had to dig all the friggin' foam out of that so we can have an open bed pocket to run wires through. I'm gonna be using the mid-40s bed rail style tail lights I'm putting in these. The 1 3/4" is slightly too big for the tail lights. I'll show you what I've got going on here. So these are my tail lights. They're made to go in the bed rails on these old pickup beds. So I've got to come up with an idea. These tail lights fit almost perfect inside that tube. So I've got an old exhaust cone, shaping cone. I'm going to try and cone the end of a scrap piece of tube I cut off of these. Try and get them to fit the end of these tubes a little bit. See if I can get those lights to slide in there without going clear in. We're gonna give that a go and see what we can do here. So I'm sorry for the camera angle. I hope it's gonna work out well. Let's see what we can do here. So this is the old school style exhaust flaring cone. Just a piece of cast iron crudely milled out. So I'm gonna try and cone down the end of the tube here to the correct diameter of that light and see if we can get it to where it sits in there. Get my BFH out of the drawer. I think that'll probably work. I went a little bit too far on that, so I'm gonna have to be careful on my ends so that I don't over cone it in. Give it a nice rounded edge on the end of those bed rails. So hopefully we can get that to work. Oh yeah, we're close. Go a little bit bigger so we can figure it out for paint and thickness of paint and primer. A little bit of trial and error on this, trying to get everything fit correctly. Oh yeah, we got it. So yeah, so now that'll be roughly what it'll look like in the end of those bed caps. That's gonna look pretty slick. Little rounded edge in there and everything. So I think it's gonna work out perfect. I'm gonna make these bed rails a little bit longer than what I planned on. I'm gonna get it set up on there. You can see I've got it a little bit long over the end. I think I'm gonna build a piece of metal to kind of taper that into the bed rail going over to the tailgate, kind of give it a little bit different shape. Kind of, hopefully people notice that, a little bit different stuff. Because stock is boring. A lot of people don't think so, but I do. All right, we're getting to work on those bed rails, see if we can get those welded on. All right, we got these bed rails all tacked on, got the ends shaped how I want them. let you take a look and see what you guys think. Right there's kind of get a end profile, so it kind of dives out on the end like that. And both sides got a little cap on the end, so it's not just top rail and pipe. Kind of contours the edge a little bit better. A little closer view of that so you guys can see what's going on. And the tail lights will just slide right in the tube. I think it's going to look pretty good, if I do say so myself. A lot less time than trying to straighten out those bed rails, plus I don't have a wasp trap the whole length down them anymore. I've got some pipe caps coming that I'm going to weld on the ends right here at the front of the bed, so it won't just be open pipe there. It'll be capped in and clean looking. That way don't get a bunch of debris and wildlife in there causing havoc whenever I try to drive this thing. So it's coming along. I think that's about all I'm going to do for tonight. We'll get some more stuff going. I've got quite a few parts that just showed up, so we got quite a good list of things that we can get knocked off. So we started welding up the bed rails. The camera battery was dead. I had to let it charge for a little while, so I didn't get to record anything doing that. But we'll let you take a look and see what we've got going. So I've got this all welded up and ground smooth. I got my little bed rail caps in. Then we've got to pull the bed back off and weld them up underneath the back side. But it'll look all right. Little character there. Nice and smooth across the top. And then we got it blended on the back. So we'll come over to this side and start welding up this side. Oh, and I did weld in the bed pocket too. Got it ground smooth there. So it's coming along. We'll set you up and let you follow this other side when you switch along in. So we got this other side all welded up, ground down, so it looks all pretty. There it is. Got the hole right here in the bed plug welded. Got it nice and smooth. Got the cap welded on. I still have to weld the underside just like the other side. But overall, we're getting there on the bed. It's almost done. Got a lot to do still, but we're sure knocking it down on the list. So stick around and we'll get some more done. I think I'm going to try and get the motor and trans pulled out, get the radiator and everything all pulled out. Hopefully get the motor finished assembled and get this thing ready for powder coat. Get this thing powder coated in the next couple of weeks and we'll be smooth sailing. We'll catch you guys on the next one.